You know, I'm 77 years old, and I'm probably the oldest living drone pilot in the state of Arizona. No, you're not. What do you mean? Because I am. What makes you say that? Because I was there when you were born. That makes sense.
Well, that's a couple of guys that are questionable character, but we're good friends. We've been friends for a lot of time, the three of us, and we have a lot in common. So the three of us, as it turns out, we're all born on the same day, on about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, on the 3rd day of April in 1942. And that's quite a coincidence. So they wanted me to let you know that they're thankful for having a birthday like today, where and they wanted me to say thank you. They wanted me to say thank you for spending time watching an old guy ride around on a tricycle on YouTube. Because we know that's a sacrifice. So anyway, I thought in return for your kindness, I thought I'd tell you a story. And I have this title of Mr. Kent. Now, Kent is my first name. It's not my last name. So Mr. Kent is kind of a strange title. But I'll tell you how that came about. I've had many jobs in my life, and a few of them were teaching. And one of the teaching jobs was at a computer school where they taught people how to use the computer, and the main subject was how to use Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and Access, and PowerPoint. And so I was working there, and there was this, the different classes were staggered, and so another class started up, and for some reason, the teacher was a lady teacher. I don't know anything about it, but she made her student so mad that they went into the office of the owner and threatened to quit and withdraw. And this was near the beginning. They threatened to quit. And so if they didn't get rid of that teacher. So he came to me and says, "Can you teach a second class for a little while?" And I said, "Yeah." And so I took the job of teaching that second class. Well, what happened was I went in with the owner, took me in on a Monday morning and introduced me to the class. Now, I got to explain, most of the students were women who wanted to learn to use the Microsoft Office so they could get a job in an office. And many of those women, in fact, I don't say most of them, but many of them were single moms. And so they were stressing a little bit. So he introduced me and left, and I went through all the things that a teacher does when he first meets his students and told them my policies and blah, blah, blah. And when I finished, they all applauded. And I've taught before and never had my students applaud me. But they were so glad to get rid of that lady that it's like they fell in love with me. So anyway, we got off to a good start. And it wasn't long, just a couple weeks went by, and they started calling me Mr. Kent, because everything at that school was first name basis. Dave, he was the owner guy, and there was other guy and women, and so they were all on a first name basis. And so then they called me Mr. Kent. All right, so that went on for a while, and then I don't know how long it was. But a couple of the ladies, single moms, they came to talk to me because they had to practice. They had to be able to type at so many words a minute to graduate, and they had to practice their typing. And if they hired a babysitter so they could come into the lab, that cost money. And if they wanted to do it at home, they had to spend $30 or so to purchase an app, a program to go on their computer. And so, as it turned out, they wanted the internet was just getting started, and they wanted to know if I could create a web page where they could practice their typing. And so I said, well, yeah, I'll give that a try, because they knew I liked the program. And so I had to get a web page. And so the page that that's over 25 years ago. And back then I could get Mr. Kent. And so I got Mrkent.com, Mrkent.com. And so that's how that came about. And then, of course, I started getting a whole lot of hits on my typing page from all over the world. And for a while, I made pretty good money. So anyway, let me see what my battery voltage is here. Okay, we're doing fine. And so that's how Mrkent.com came about. And that's how, when I say this is old Mr. Kent, because me and my other two friends, we're getting old. So I'll tell you that. And then also, the good news is this. If you've been following my channel, you know that I've been having some trouble with that rear wheel on the trike. And so after I hit 1,000 miles, I thought, well, I guess I'll contact Electric Bikes and see if they've got a bearing or something that I could put in there. And they are not. That's why I like Electric Trikes, because they asked me to send them a couple of videos of what it looked like with the wheel off and the shaft turning, and they just said, send it in and we'll give you a new trike. And so this is the last video you're going to see for a while, because I'll be sending it in and waiting for the new one to come back. When the new one comes back, I'll be sure to let you know. Anyway, so today's my birthday. I thank you for the gift of your sacrifice and your presence, and your friendship means a whole lot to me, and I'm thankful for it. I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.